morning, Nigerians. Good morning, people of Ekiti. Good morning to our viewers from all over the world. You're welcome to 24 News Radio and Television. This is today in the dailies happening live this morning. I am not alone. I am with
Bukola Comfort Dada.
and I am Iva Karina Wari. So this morning we bring you news headlines from the following newspapers. With me, I have the Punch newspaper.
I have the Vanguard.
I have the Nigerian Tribune.
I have the Daily Post.
I have the Daily Trust.
And I have the Punch.
I have the Leadership newspaper and others. Now the headlines. Safe Schools project stalls in 30 states as adoption rise.
NNPC petrol price drops to 900 per litre in Lagos and 940 naira per litre in Abuja.
Business leaders reject proposed beverage tax hike.
NYSC caution call members against negative online posts.
Bandits kidnap pregnant women, 30 others in Niger, FCT.
50 Nigerians arrested in Indian drug bust.
Jonathan airlifted to Nigeria after being trapped in Guinea-Bissau coup.
Gunmen killed 3 immigration officers in Kebbi, born patrol vehicle.
Osun NSCDC arrests commercial motorcyclists for alleged defilement of minor.
Ground rents. FCTA begins enforcement action on revoked 1005 properties.
Lamido gives PDP 10-day ultimatum to dissolve Ibadan elective convention. Now the news in details. This news is coming from the Punch. It says Safe School project stalls in 30 states as abduction rise. Despite recurring attacks on schools across the country, 30 states have yet to implement the federal government's Safe Schools initiative, the Punch can report. The Safe School initiative was launched in May 2014 after the Chibok adoption with an initial $10 million pledge and later in a multi-donor trust fund coordinated with the United Nations to protect education from attacks. Since then, Nigeria has signed the Safe Schools Declaration 2015, ratified it in 2019, and hosted the fourth Global SSD conference in Abuja while adopting a national policy on safety, security, and violence-free schools in 2021. The project was backed by a 144.8 naira financing plan 2023 to 2026 that relies on federal, state, and donor contributions. But reports show that only a fraction of the funds have been released and state co-funding remains inconsistent. The failure of the authorities to implement the initiative has further exposed schools to attacks, discouraging many children from enrolling and increasing the number of out-of-school children, particularly in the north. Safe School project stalls in 30 states as adoption rise. You can pick up the Punch newspaper to get full details.
NNPC petrol price drops to 900 naira per litre in Lagos, 940 per litre in Abuja. The Nigerian National Petroleum Company (NNPC) Limited has reduced the pump price of premium motor spirits (PMS), also known as petrol, across its retail outlets in Lagos and Abuja. A survey showed that the price of petrol has dropped to 900 per litre in Lagos and 940 naira per litre in Abuja. The latest adjustment reflects a 10 naira reduction in Lagos from the previous price of 910 naira per litre and a 5 naira reduction in Abuja from 945 naira per litre. The price cut comes 3 weeks after Dangote Premium Petroleum Refinery reduced its gantry petrol price to 828 naira per litre, a move that has continued to influence market pricing nationwide. NNPC petrol price drops to 900 naira per litre in Lagos and 940 per litre in Abuja. For more details on this news, You can visit the Vanguard newspaper for more details.
Is a 10 naira reduction and a 5 naira reduction something we should be celebrating? Anyway, from the Punch newspaper, business leaders reject proposed beverage tax hike. Members of the organized private sector of Nigeria have asked the federal government to withdraw the proposed amendment to the Customs, Excise and Tariff Bill, warning that it could undermine President Bola Tinubu's fiscal reform agenda and further fracture Nigeria's tax framework. The OPCSN, comprising the Nigerian Association of Chambers of Commerce, Industry, Mines and Agriculture, Manufacturers Association of Nigeria, Nigeria Employers Consultative Association, Nigeria Association of Small and Medium Enterprises, and the Nigerian Association of Small-Scale Industrialists, during a public hearing on Thursday, urged the National Assembly to retain the current excise rates on non-alcoholic drinks. In its position paper, the OPSN raised the alarm that the proposed amendment was misaligned with the federal government fiscal reform direction and contains several legal and administrative gaps. It stated that although the non-alcoholic drink sector supported government revenue and public health goals policy, must be holistic, harmonized and context appropriate to avoid undermining jobs, investment and industrial stability. Business leaders reject proposed beverage tax hike. You can pick up the Punch newspaper to get full details.
Anti-drug campaign in campuses abuse. The Edo State government has intensified its campaign against substances abuse among the youth with a statewide campus sensitization tour to tertiary institutions in the state. The Senior Special Assistant SSA on Drug and Illicit Control to Governor Monday, Honorable Andrew, the campaign tag "Shine Above Drug Abuse" took the message of prevention to students across the three sectors of the state. They were in University of Benin, Ambrose University, Ekpoma, and Haochi Polytechnic, among others. In his address, Ife said the tour was prompted by the alarming rise in drug misuse among young people of the and the urgency of early intervention and envisioned by Governor Okwebilo's administration. Edo launches anti-drug campaign in campuses to check abuse. For more details on this news, visit the Vanguard newspaper.
And from the Vanguard here, a major headline says bandits kidnap pregnant woman, 30 others in Niger FCT. Exactly 7 days after the 300 students were adopted from St. Mary's Catholic School in Papiri in Agwara local government area of Niger State, bandits have launched another deadly attack in Palasha Community, Erena Ward, Shiroro local government area of Niger State. They abducted 24 people, including a pregnant woman, from a rice farm and chopped off the hand of a blind man. However, the police say 10 people were kidnapped. The bandits also attacked a community in Abuja and kidnapped 6 girls and a boy. This happened as the Diocese of Kaduna Anglican Communion announced that Venerable Edwin Archie, priest in charge of Ebenezer Anglican Church, Ugwan Majero, was also abducted on October 28 had died in kidnappers. The incident prompted the cancellation of the most anticipated Stand Up for Jesus 2025 event. Meanwhile, the Minister of Defense, Mohammed Baduru Abubakar, yesterday declared that the armed forces were closing in on eliminating bandits terrorizing parts of the country despite the recent resurgence of schools adoption. Bandits kidnapped pregnant woman, 30 others in Niger, FCT. You can pick up the Vanguard newspaper for more details.
Moving on to the Punch newspaper, NYSC caution call members against negative online posts. The National Youth Service Corps has cautioned core members against negative use of social media, urging them to create content that positively reflects both the scheme and Nigeria. Director General of NYSC, Brigadier General Olakunle Nafiu, gave the warning on Friday while addressing the 2025 Batch C core member at the NYSC Delta State Orientation Camp in Isileuku. According to a statement issued via the NYC official X handle on Friday, Nafiu said any negative social media post by core member will attract sanctions. The DG also advised core member to avoid unauthorized journey and to adhere strictly to camp instructions. Now we'll be going on a short break.
Stay tuned, we'll be right back.
Welcome to 24 News Radio and Television, your trusted companion for real-time updates, expert analysis, and compelling conversations. The world closer to you with clear, credible, and concise information at every moment. With our seasoned reporters and sharp broadcasters, we dig deep to uncover the facts behind the headlines from your neighborhood to the global stage. Stay connected with 24 News Radio and Television for breaking news and current happenings across the globe. 24 News Radio and Television. The world is closer than you think. Welcome to 24 News Radio and Television, your trusted companion for real-time updates, expert analysis, and compelling conversations. We bring the world closer to you with clear, credible, and concise information at every moment. With our seasoned reporters and sharp broadcasters, we dig deep to uncover the facts behind the headlines from your neighborhood to the global stage. Stay connected with 24 News Radio and Television for breaking news and current happenings across the globe. 24 News Radio and Television. The world is closer than you think.
Welcome back. Thank you for staying tuned. From the Punch newspaper, 50 Nigerians arrested in Indian drug bust. No fewer than 50 Nigerians have been arrested in one of India's largest coordinated crackdowns on a transnational narcotics network. They are believed to be linked to a sprawling drug distribution and hawala laundry syndicates spread across several major cities in India. According to a report on Thursday by NDTV, an Indian news agency, the operation was led by the Delhi police in collaboration with the Telangana Police Eagles unit. It was reported that months of intelligence gathering culminated in days of simultaneous raids across Delhi, leading officials to dismantle key layers of a cartel moving and cocaine across India. According to the reports, investigation reveals that the cartel maintained an extensive customer base using encrypted communication and delivery method model after food delivery app to execute drug dead drops and avoid face-to-face exchanges. 50 Nigerians arrested in India drug bust. For more details on this news, visit the Punch newspaper.
50 Nigerians, that's a whole lot. From the Vanguard newspaper, Jonathan airlifted to Nigeria after being trapped in Guinea-Bissau coup. Former President Goodluck Jonathan has returned to Abuja after being evacuated from Guinea-Bissau following the outbreak of a military coup in the West African country. He arrived safely at the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, Abuja, on Thursday. Jonathan, who was in Guinea-Bissau as head of the West Africa's Elders Forum Election Observation Mission, had arrived in the country to monitor last Sunday's presidential and legislative elections. His team was still carrying out its duties when the military announced that it had taken control of the government. In a joint statement on Wednesday, Filipe Nyusi, former president of Mozambique and the head of the African Union Election Observation Mission, Isifu Kamara, the head of the ECOWAS Election Observation Mission, and Jonathan condemned the coup, describing it as a deliberate attempt to derail Guinea-Bissau's democratic process. Jonathan airlifted to Nigeria after being trapped in Guinea-Bissau coup. You can pick up the Vanguard newspaper for more details.
Moving on to the Daily Post. Gunmen kills 3 immigration officers in KB, bomb patrol vehicle. 3 officers of the Nigerian Immigration Service (NIS) were killed on Thursday night with gunmen suspected to be members of the Lakurawa armed group attacked a checkpoint in Bakinruwa community, Bagudu local government area of Kebbi State. The attackers also set a patrol vehicle ablaze and destroyed the shelter area at the checkpoint during the assault. The incident was highlighted in a post shared on Friday by security analyst Bakastin on X, who also shared a video showing the aftermath of the attack. Yesterday night, gunmen suspected to be Lakurawa attacked Nigerian Immigration Service (NIS) checkpoint in Bakinruwa community, Bagudu local government area of Kebbi State. They killed 3 NIS officers, set a vehicle ablaze, and destroyed the shelter area during the attack, Bakingstein wrote. Gunmen killed 3 immigration officers in Kebbi, bomb patrol vehicle. You can pick up the Daily Post for more news on this.
Day by day, this country is becoming unsafe.
We hope that God save us one day, because this killing is becoming
It's
so
becoming too much.
serious.
Like, where the conscience of the people that do commit all these evil
Like they
crime?
still have the effrontery to kill officers,
Hmm.
officers that are meant to protect people.
That's too bad. From the Daily Post here, we have Oshun NSCDC arrests commercial motorcyclist for alleged defilement of minor. The Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps NSCDC Osun State Command has arrested a 32-year-old commercial motorcyclist, Richard, for allegedly defiling his 12-year-old stepdaughter. This is as Daily Post gathered that the victim had begun discharging maggots following the abuse, prompting urgent intervention. Osun NSCDC Commandant Ibalawole Sotiyo disclosed that the suspect was detained on November 14, 2025, after his wife reported that her daughter was sexually abused and was suffering severe infection. The wife told the investigators that the daughter was staying with her husband's mother before the incident. During a visit to the mother's home, Richard reportedly inserted his fingers into the child's private part. Further investigation revealed that the suspect had been seeking assistance from an herbalist concerning some personal issues prior to the alleged abuse. Osun NSCDC arrests commercial motorcyclist for alleged defilement of a minor. You can pick up the Daily Post to get full details. Now, what do we call this? Father defiling a daughter, defiling a 12-year-old girl to the point that she's now infected. You can hear that she's discharging maggots.
That's so disheartening.
Hmm.
I really hope that that man has not used the girl.
And I pray that he's going to be brought to justice. Like, they should do everything within their power to put him right where he belongs, which is the prison. Too bad.
Still on the Daily Post, ground rents. FCTA begins enforcement action on revoked 1,095 properties. The Federal Capital Territory Administration (FCTA) has commenced the enforcement action on a total of 1,095 properties titled in the FCT that were revoked over non-payment of ground rent, certificates of occupancy (C of O) bills, penalty/violation fee, and land use conversion fee. The 1,095 are properties titled in Asokoro, Maitama, Garka, and Wuse districts of the Federal Capital Territory. The owner had ignored series of public notice made from May to November this year by the FCTA in National Dailies online platform and television station requesting the voters to settle their financial obligation and liability or risks of losing their titles. Now, this is where I'll be drawing the curtain of today in the dailies. Thank you for always joining. Thank you for always tuning. And we hope that you have a great day. My name still remains Bukola Comforts Dada and my other anchor.
I am Aiba Karina Wari.
Thank you for joining us once again. Bye.
Bye.